Well, greetings everybody and welcome to San Jose International Airport. I am so excited to be here because I am finally driving a car that I have been so excited to drive for the last year since Acura has revealed it. The 2021 TLX Type S is waiting for me over in Monterey Bay, California. Now before then, I'm actually here at the airport because I've got to drive a TLX A-Spec over to Monterey, which is about an hour and a half away from San Jose International. Now, Acura is actually going to bring me the car. Now, I do want to point out that this video is just kind of a part one. There is an embargo on driving impressions for this car until May 20th at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to come back then for my full driving impressions. We're actually going to get the vehicle out to Laguna Seca, and we're going to actually drive it out on a track because Acura says this is the most high-performance Type S model that they've ever built. But in case you guys are new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you're alerted every time we make a new upload. And with all that said, let's go ahead and check out our wheels for the drive over to Monterey. And here she comes. Oh, that car looks so hot. Forgot how good this car actually looks in person. The Type S definitely has a great starting point. So to pick up where we left off, I am actually finally in the car. We've traveled about 40 miles south of the San Jose International Airport. It's always such a pain in the ass to actually film at an airport. I also got yelled at because I was parked a little too long on the curb trying to get everything set up. So I figured I'm just gonna go for a drive. We're heading toward Monterey Bay, so that's about an hour and a half south of the San Jose International Airport. And before we talk about the TLX Type S, Acura dropped off this beautiful Apex Blue Pearl TLX A-Spec. Remember, the A-Spec is the best one you can get right now until the Type S goes on sale at the end of this month. This car in general is around $45,000. This one that they dropped off has super handling all-wheel drive, which means that it's around $45,000. We have a 2-liter turbo with 272 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. Remember, the Type S is going to have an extra 83 horsepower over this powertrain. So that's a pretty significant jump in power, and it's going to be a lot more power versus the previous generation Type S, which only had like a 28 horsepower increase over the base TL. Now we have, nearly 100 extra horsepower. So that's a big difference. Now, the one thing I didn't test before was the 0 to 60 time in the regular TLX A-Spec. So we're going to do that right now because I want to compare it, of course, to the Type S, which we're going to test 0 to 60 tomorrow. Our first run, we got 6.29 seconds, which is not bad. It's a little bit slower than Acura's claim. I think they claimed maybe 5.9 seconds. I'll try another run, but we are I don't believe we're that far above sea level in this location. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know how far above sea level we are. But remember, 6.29 seconds is pretty respectable, although you can get better performance out of something like a V6 powered Camry or a Hyundai Sonata N-Line or a Kia K5 GT. There's another consistent launch, 6.26 seconds. And I'm going to probably say that's the best that the TLX A-Spec will do. Super handling all-wheel drive makes it pretty easy. The 10-speed automatic, it has relatively quick shifts. It's not a dual clutch quick, but there's very little to no drama with super handling all-wheel drive. This doesn't quite match the performance that you got in the old Type S. The old Type S with a manual would probably do 0 to 60 in around 5.8 seconds, maybe 5.5, depending on how good you are with a stick. This does match, however, the previous generation TL, which was front-wheel drive that had a V6. And there we go again, my third run, 6.3 seconds. So I want you guys to leave a comment below and tell me what you expect the new Type S will do 0 to 60 wise. I mean, I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that it'll do it in around 4.5 seconds. That's kind of the standard for this segment. The Audi S4 will do it in around 4.4 seconds. The BMW M340i with xDrive will do it in around 4.1 seconds. So Acura has its work cut out for it. The Kia Stinger GT also, that one will do it in 4.7 seconds. So expectations are pretty high for the new Type S. The A-Spec delivers a good baseline, but this performance is definitely lacking, so there's a whole reason why the Type S exists. So enough blabbering about how the A-Spec model drives. Let's go ahead and fast forward because I want to show you guys what the new Type S looks like in person. No, sorry, that is not the Type S behind me. Before we get to that, I want to give you a quick refresher on the TLX A-Spec. Remember, this is the car that you can get right now that is about as close as you can get to a Type S with its unique styling elements. As you can see, Apex Blue Pearl, specific to the A-Spec and the Type S. You have a unique A-Spec front and rear fascia. You have these unique shark gray 19-inch wheels that have 255 width tires. Believe it or not, the Type S will actually have the same width tires, but a 20-inch wheel. And this car is still massively large on the outside. The A-Spec model also includes a rear deck lid spoiler and dual chrome exhaust tips. The Type S will have obviously the quad outlet pipes and an even more aggressive lower diffuser. So those of you who like the look of this, you're gonna like the look of the Type S even more. And there it is, guys. I made it to Carmel Ranch, and as you can see right behind me is the 2021 TLX Type S, painted in that exclusive shade of Tiger Eye Pearl with the light orchid interior. This is the first time that I'm seeing this car in person, and I have to admit, she looks stunning. Now, this is obviously just a really brief first look. I'm gonna actually be able to see the car a little bit better tomorrow, and it won't be kind of in this enclosed kind of like bad lighting area. But as you can see, the Tiger Eye Pearl still shines pretty magnificently, even in this kind of shaded area. The color itself, I believe, is a premium color. It has a lot of sparkles and fleck in the vehicle. You can see the Type S includes its own unique front fascia. There's a front splitter that kind of extends out and gives the car an even more aggressive look. These wheels, these are the NSX-inspired 20-inch Y-spoke wheels with the Brembo 4-piston calipers on Pirelli P0 summer tires. They're wrapped in 255 rubber. Remember, these wheels are exclusive to the Type S, and you can also get a different design. There's two different wheel options that you can get. There's a Type S badge there on the side, and you can see there's some black mirrors. No panoramic sunroof, surprisingly, but this car really has an amazing presence to it. I'm really impressed with how it looks on the outside, especially from the side profile. You can see at the rear, the quad outlet exhaust really just pokes out, and it gives this car an even more aggressive look. There's a unique rear diffuser underneath there, and you can see there's a carbon fiber rear lip spoiler over here. The taillights look practically identical, but I have to admit, this car looks low and wide in just the regular form, and in the Type S model, it looks like it was built for this specific trim level. You can see super handling all-wheel drive. This is the first Type S to get all-wheel drive, and I just can't wait to drive this thing tomorrow. Now, the heart of any Type S model has to do with underneath the hood. This is kind of like the money shot, and this is the first time that we're seeing the actual engine bay of the new Type S. Remember, it's got a new V6 underneath the hood. And there you have it, folks. This is an all-new designed 3-liter double overhead cam turbocharged. It's a single turbo with a twin scroll design. V6. It apparently doesn't have VTEC. Acura didn't mention anywhere that it has VTEC, and the power numbers are 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. Super handling all-wheel drive, like I said, is standard. Their 10-speed quick-shifting transmission is your only transmission option. Now, we still do not know the fuel economy. We still don't know the weight, and Acura has not quoted performance figures just yet. But look at that, the engine is mounted transversely. They say the engine is an all-new design that shares some parts with the motor that's in the with the bespoke motor that's in the NSX, which is a 3.5-liter twin turbo engine. But I'm just really eager to get this thing out on the road because I'm hoping that it makes more horsepower at the wheels versus what Acura is claiming. All right, guys, there it is, the interior of the 2021 TLX. This one here has a unique shade of interior color combo that they call light orchid. It's available on some of the colors. It's unique, of course, to the Type S version. I just like that it's more of a white interior instead of a gray. I really like how a lot of manufacturers are going with this lighter color option here. And Acura says the Type S comes standard with 16-way power adjustable seats. They are heated and cooled. They offer a driver's seat memory. I love the contrast here you get with the Alcantara, the black contrasting stitching and piping. The seats themselves are a little bit more aggressively bolstered. You have a Type S logo, of course, embroidered or embossed into the actual head restraint. And the steering wheel, you can see it's kind of unique. It's a little bit fatter. It has a flat bottom design, more of that contrasting stitching, but pretty much everything that you like here from the A-Spec and Advanced model is included on the Type S version. Now sitting inside here, let me shut the door. It has a really nice solid thunk. That's the new Acura chime, of course, and you can see, love this interior. It just looks really, really nice. It feels really, like a cockpit in here. You feel very cozy. I love the flat bottom design on the steering wheel. It just looks really great. And I love the way this center console looks here. You have, of course, the Acura True touchpad. You have their transmission selector here with the push buttons, the heated and cooled seats, like I mentioned, and there's their 10.25-inch screen. Now, of course, I'm gonna show you guys a more in-depth view when I actually have the key fob and I'm driving this vehicle tomorrow. But I really just wanted to kind of give you guys a very first impression. And there's the back seat of the vehicle. You can see that beautiful leather kind of carries over with the stitching, that color contrast. This is probably my favorite color contrast, the tiger eye pearl exterior with a light orchid interior. It's just a really nice combination overall. And I think a lot of owners are going to be very pleased when this car starts showing up on dealer lots. Now, Acura says this new Type S will start rolling into dealer showrooms by the end of this month, and they haven't announced final pricing yet. They're saying it's going to start or be well equipped in the low $50,000 range. Now, I haven't had a chance to drive this car yet. Remember, be sure to come back on May 20th while I'll have full driving impressions. I'm actually going to take this car out to Laguna Seca Raceway. We're going to get out on the track. We're going to see how it performs. I'm going to do some 0 to 60 timing or testing performance on it. And I'm just really anxious to see, because we haven't seen a Type S in America for nearly 15 years. In the previous generation, it is a very sought after car, really, really wanted in the used car market. So I'm really happy to see Acura has brought this car back. It's going to compete, remember, with cars like the Audi S4, the BMW M340i, a Mercedes-AMG C43, and even the Kia Stinger and Genesis G70. But with all that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first look on the 2021 Acura TLX Type S. If you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, be sure to follow me on Instagram at redline_reviews, like us on Facebook, and as always, guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.